does affect her, you see who she goes running to. You see what happened to her. She wants the police right there to investigate the misdemeanor. Yet, leading up to that, as long as it didn't affect her, it didn't matter. As long as the left per se is protected, then police justice for me, but not for thee, I guess, is probably a good way of putting it.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you'll have to get some ice cream from Nick for this.
Yeah, I just thought that was, it's just a prototypical left answer of, let's defund the police, but the minute that the police per se are needed, that's exactly, who they are running for.
Hey, Danny, you got Bill's in for next?
We got Bill coming up here in a few minutes.
We're talking about